Hey guys, how are you all doing today? Evylyn here, and I'm bringing you a guide from Good Gaming. Now, today we're going to be talking about warriors in general. Now, we're going to be talking about a few things about warriors: the survivability, the damage, their team capabilities, as well as looking over examples of what they can do and comparing each spec against each other to see which will do better in certain situations. And at the end of this guide, I'm going to give you an all-over general view of what I feel is the best spec and talents to go for in Warlords of Draenor. Okay, so guys, as you can see in front of you, we have a table of contents. You can click on any of the video links below to move to any part of the video should you see fit. However, I do recommend you watch the whole video so you know exactly what's going on. Okay, so guys, let's get straight into it. Okay, so first up we're going to talk about the survivability of each spec. We're going to talk about its pros and its cons for each. We'll talk about arms first and its pros. Arms can switch to defensive stance at any time, allowing you to reduce your damage taken by 20% at all times. Arms can also spec for Taste for Blood, allowing you to generate more rage for shield barrier, therefore reducing your damage taken. Arms is also able to parry a lot of melee attacks due to die with a sword, which is definitely good against comps like TSG and Kitty Cleave. The cons of arms, however, is arms is dependent on battle stance, so if you're trained and forced into defensive stance, you won't be generating as much rage, and therefore you won't be able to use shield barrier and therefore taking more damage. Arms also has limited self-healing unlike Protection and Fury, and Arms does not have shield wall. Next we're going to talk about Fury and its pros. Fury has strong self-healing from Bloodthirst spam, you respect for Unquenchable Thirst, and Fury is not dependent on battle stance, allowing you to sit defensive stance a hell of a lot more, reducing your damage taken by 20%. Fury has more rage for shield barrier even in defensive stance, therefore reducing your damage taken by even more. If you're glyphed, you can also hit a ton unlike Arms and Protection, because you can use the Bloodthirst glyph which makes you hit for 2%, then you can also use the Raging Blow glyph, so when you get 2 procs of that, Bloodthirst hits for 4%, and you can use the Rallying Cry glyph which you use in Rage Regeneration, and you couple that with 2 Raging Blows, you get like 8 to 10% healing back from Bloodthirst, which is definitely quite a lot. And you're also able to parry a lot of melee attacks due to die by the sword, just like Arms, against comps like TSG and Kitty Cleave. Fury, however, just like Arms, does not have shield wall. The pros and cons of Protection. Protection has got shield wall, which is an extra CD to be able to survive a lot of damaging attacks, which is definitely a good thing. PROC can also tank damage better in defensive stance, a little bit better than the other 2 specs. PROC also has semi-power self-healing, which is pretty good for keeping yourself alive. The cons of Protection are: Protection cannot switch stances. If switched to in Glad stance, you can take 20% more damage because you cannot switch to defensive stance. If you're trained and you don't have any defensives, you're going to take a lot of damage, so yeah, you're pretty much dead. Self-healing is random procs from Protection, so it's definitely not reliable, so this is definitely a con. And you're also unable to parry melee attacks because you haven't got died with a sword, but you do have 25-30% parry, which is still enough to keep yourself semi-alive against melee. Next we're going to talk about the damaging abilities of each spec. We're going to talk about Arms and its pros first. Arms can bleed multiple targets, therefore increasing your damage. Arms can also reduce the armor of the current target, therefore increasing more damage on that target. Arms can also slow down enemies with Thunderclap within an 8-yard radius. The cons, however, of Arms is, Arms has reduced damage if switched to, so you're going to have to switch to defensive stance. Arms is also heavily dependent on bleeds, so therefore you need to keep them up or your damage is going to drop. Arms, however, Thunderclap is also limited range compared to Piercing Hell. Piercing Hell is 15 yards. Arms also has less chances to proc sudden death due to having one weapon. And the abilities of Arms cost too much rage, therefore meaning you're not going to have enough rage for the abilities that you need them. Next we're going to talk about Fury and its pros. Fury always has an ability to press, giving you more better sustained damage. Fury also has the highest damage of all 3 specs. Execute and Blade Storm for Fury, hit with both weapons doing more damage. Fury can also generate rage in defensive stance, therefore allowing you to do more damage. Fury can also slow down enemies with Piercing Hell, and it has a 15-yard radius. And you also have 2 times more chances to proc sudden death on auto attacks due to having 2 weapons. The cons, however, of Fury is, Fury requires procs, and it is heavily dependent on crit. Next we're going to talk about Protection. Protection can remove magic abilities, but Chill Slam if you glyph for it. Protection can also multi-dot bleed a lot easier compared to the other specs. Protection also has a banner to move around the map a little bit more, and it also has more charges due to shield charge. However, the cons are, it has the lowest damage of all 3 specs, and it's limited to 1 stance at a time. Now I'm going to show you the damage of all 3 specs using all level 45 talents with both Mastery and Crit builds. So you're going to get to see the damage of every single one, and I'm going to show you the totals at the end. I'm going to play some music now so you guys can just watch that and show you quickly the totals. And watch the recount meter in the bottom right corner, and you'll definitely see how much damage each spec can do. As you guys can see from all the totals, Fury was actually the only spec to break the 500k and 600k mark. The other ones were only 400k. The lowest of all of them was on needing SCRIKES crit for protection. So all in all, I think Fury has definitely got the highest damage out of all the 3 specs if you spec for crit. Next I'm going to talk about the teamwork capabilities of each spec. We'll talk about Arms first and we'll start off with the pros. Arms can give rallying cry to team members, therefore if they drop too low, keeping their health up enough for the healer to be able to heal them back to full. Arms also has Shattering Throw versus Mage Paladin comps to remove the bubble or ice blocks. Arms can also switch to defensive stance, therefore helping the healer out keep you alive. The cons of Arms is heavily dependent on single battle stance, so therefore you're risking some more damage. Next I'm going to talk about Fury. Fury's pros are Fury can give rallying cry to team members, keeping them alive just like Arms. Fury also has Shattering Throw just like Arms versus Mage Paladin comps to remove bubble and ice block. However, Fury is not dependent on single battle stance, so Fury can sit defensive stance and still support the healer, healing themselves and generating rage. Fury's cons of teamwork is Fury has none. Fury is a good all-round team spec. Next we're going to talk about protection. Protection's pros. Protection has no pros for team. However, protection has their cons. Protection's cons are protection cannot use rallying cry to help support team members. Protection cannot use Shattering Throw, therefore not removing ice blocks and bubbles. Protection takes more damage or deals less damage depending on what stance you're in. Therefore, if you're in Gladiator stance, you can take 20% more damage, and if you're in defensive stance, you're going to deal 20% less damage. You also can't switch stances while in combat as protection. Next, I'm going to show examples of each spec in action at its best and worst, and also some situations where one spec might be better than the other. Alright, so in this first game, it's going to be the Arm spec, and we're going against a Fire Mage and a Mistweaver. Now, this Mistweaver doesn't know what's going to happen right now, so I charge in a hamstring, then I get my rend off on the target, and he runs away. So I leap over and I charge back in. Here I shockwave and I pop all my CDs and go frickin' ham. He silences me into Frost Nova, but I Blade Storm out of it. I do a heck of a lot more damage to him, fear him here, and we managed to score the kill pretty quick before he managed to pop anything. Now that's arms at its best, heavy damage, heavy kills, but the problem is if they had went me and not CC'd the hunter straight at the start, they probably might have won that match, but unfortunately though they went the hunter and that was a bad decision. But the reason why I don't go arms is because if you go arms and they switched me, that could have been really bad and we probably would have lost this game. Okay, so in this next game we're going to a Ret Neferal. We're effectively trying to get the hodge here, but he's smart enough to hit me and then he hodged me straight away. I have to trinket that because it's 2 melee and I got died by the sword up straight away to reduce the damage I'm taking. I shockwave here and I managed to take him out a bit. He then bubbles and I'm going to shower it now really quick, but I get stunned. He then pops a hell of a lot more damage on me, and this is where I'm starting to struggle here. And I have to pop some CDs here. I pop Rallying Cry and Rage Generation just to keep myself alive. But as you guys can see, I'm taking a heck of a lot more damage and I can't survive it. I'm putting them in shield barriers and I'm in defensive stance because I have no rage, as you guys saw. And I ended up dying because I wasn't able to sustain the rage that I needed for to keep me alive. Now in that particular situation, I feel Protection and both Fury would have survived a hell of a lot more better. And Fury definitely would have dealt a lot more damage compared to your two specs in that situation. So for me, in that situation, I would have preferred being Fury. But let's move on to the next one. We're going to start with Protection next. Okay, so in this next game, I'm going against a DK and a Hunter. I'm going to charge in here and I'm going to shockwave all of them. I'm going to get some more damage off here. I'm going to get this Hunter to tear straight instantly. Now, I'm going to fear here in a second. And I'm going to go straight back on the Hunter. I'm going to charge in and he turns it straight away so I can't charge him, which is pretty good. He knocks me back, which is definitely really good on his part. And then charge back in here and I hit him a bit more harder. He managed to get the kill on him, which is pretty good. The sustain damage is pretty good of the Gladiator stance. And yeah, we're doing pretty well. Unfortunately, my team members dies, which is why they said this Iron spec was not very good for team capability because it couldn't rally cry him and stuff like that, you know. So it just made it have a lot more harder for me. And as you guys can see, I'm taking more damage because I'm not able to go to defensive stance right here because I'm stuck in the one stance because that's what protection is like. You cannot switch to defensive stance. So I'm relying more on being able to use my defensive here rather than actually using my actual abilities to survive. And yeah, I'm basically stuck in a 1-1 melee trying to kill this guy. Just popping my CDs now and just trying to kill him, finish him off. I have the last stand up now, just trying to keep him off. My damage is definitely not enough to be able to kill him, as you guys can see. But eventually do end up getting the kill here in a few seconds. I charge him here with shield charge, get a shield snow up here at 54k, which is pretty damn decent. Okay, so again, this next game I'm fighting a Windwalker and a Disc Priest. I got soft here, so I'm Berserker Rage and Hamstring here. I then switch to the Priest and Hamstring the Priest. I managed to get a nice double shockwave right here, and I managed to do some damage. Now the Windwalker won't decide otherwise and roots me in place. I'm going to leap over here, and as I'm falling down, you guys are going to see me charge the Priest. I managed to get on the Shield Slam straight away to remove any of his huts. I hamstring him straight away and do some damage. Now we do get some decent damage off here on him, and I managed to get stunned right now by the Windwalker because he's trying to pivot for his Priest, which is definitely taking a lot more damage. As you can guys see, he's training me and he's not training my other warrior. And I managed to get on him and I managed to do some more damage. But then again, the Windwalker's going to appear again at any second now, and they're having the shield wall. And they're taking way too much damage because they can't switch in defensive stance. We do manage to get the kill here right now, which is pretty good. And I managed to pop CDs on the Priest, but I'm also popping CDs on the Windwalker, so I decided to go back off because he used Karma on me. I ended up using Rage Generation and using Last Stand right now just to survive a bit longer. Unfortunately though, even though Karma is down, I'm still taking way too much damage, and I haven't got enough rage to survive this all damage, and because I couldn't switch to defensive stance, I took way too much damage and ended up dying. I personally feel in that particular situation, I would have felt that I might have killed the Priest a hell of a lot more quicker as Fury, because I would have been able to do more damage and get him down quicker. And not only that, I have a little bit more survivability as Fury, because if you sit in defensive stance and spam Bloodthirst, you actually heal yourself for a hell of a lot, gain rage, and as well as being able to spam shield barrier, which is a good way to keep yourself alive. So next up, we're going to go switch to Fury. Okay, so in this next game, I'm fighting a Combat Rogue and Frost Mage. Now this can do a heck of a lot of damage if I'm not careful. I got roped here into a Frost Nova, I put Reflect up, and I reflect this Frostbolt. Do use Throw here, and I get Frozen Orbon. I use Die by the Sword and Trinket here instantly. I go ham on this Mage, just hitting him as hard as I can. As you guys can see, he's taking a hell of a lot of damage. I pop all my C's on him, and he's just literally almost global in one go. I'm taking a lot of damage right now, so I use my own CDs to survive here. I shan't even throw that and get back on the mage. The mage is just taking so much damage. I'm going to leap back over here and try to kick this frost over, but I do miss it though. But as you can see, the mage is on like literally 10% health after that one burst of damage. Now, my teammate does finish the mage off and he dies right now. Now that just shows you the raw power that Fury has, and I never got any heals at all. So it also shows how good my healing is. I managed to go back to full health as you guys saw, and I managed to take him almost down instantly. And this was all without any heals from my rep pal, and most of the damage was from me. So that was pretty damn good, as I can see, guys. I'll show you the damage and healing right at the end of this clip. Okay, so in this next clip I'm fighting a Frost Mage and a Marksman Hunter as Fury. Now, I'm going to try to just go on the Mage more and try to get him down quickly. So we're going to go in here on the Mage, I'm going to charge in, I'm going to get some hamstring on him, and I'm going to do some damage. He's then going to blink away, I'm going to charge back over, and it makes a shockwave all of his images, so I get the triple shockwave. I pop some CDs and I go frickin' ham Blade Storm, and the Mage gets global almost instantly. Now, normally this is alright, but as you guys can see, here's a weakness of Fury. I'm getting Kyan now. I need to be able to hit and go on damage. If I can't hit damage, then I'm going to end up not getting enough rage for my shield barrier. As you guys can see, I'm rage starved here right now, so I'm going to have to pop some defensives. We shoot shockwave, pop my defensives, and we still get the kill. But all in all, as I feel, in that situation, I don't think any other spec would have done any better. But as you guys can see, Fury has some definitely good raw power and some definitely good survivability compared to your two specs. So overall, what do I feel is the best spec? Having looked at the damage, having looked at the survivability and team capabilities of each spec, having looked at situations and where they could be used and what could be used, and how people could survive better in certain situations depending on what spec. Overall, Arms probably has the weakest survivability of the three, which means it's definitely going to be hard to keep yourself alive in trees or anything like that. I feel it has good damage, but not good enough survivability, so all in all, I would probably not pick that spec. Protection, however, has probably in a short game, the best survivability of all three, but in the longer game, probably the second highest survivability. And the reason being is, if you're in Gladiator stance and you're taking that damage, you're just not going to be able to survive. So you're going to find yourself in a point where you need to have CDs, and if you don't have them CDs, you're dead. Whereas I feel damage though, unfortunately though, is a little bit low for protection, so that's probably why I wouldn't choose that spec either. However, Fury, unlike the other two, has really good survivability, high sustained healing, has the highest damage of all three specs, and not only that, it has good sustained CDs, burst, and if you switch to defense stance, you can also spam Bloodthirst, which is almost like having your own little mini shield wall. And that, in my opinion, is a lot better than actually having a shield wall and being in Gladiator stance as protection. All Fury has also the team capabilities, unlike protection, to be able to actually keep people up, rallying cry, and use shattering throw when needed to help the team out. Not only that, being able to switch to defensive stance to reduce the damage you take is just all in all a good thing for Fury. So all in all, from the three specs, in my bottom of my heart, I feel Fury is definitely the strongest of the three. And unless things change for Arms, Fury is going to be the way to go in Warlords of Draenor. So yeah guys, you have my recommendation. Fury is definitely looking pretty damn hot. And just to finish this video, let's get us a Blade Storm. Oh yeah. So yeah guys, you have my recommendations. Fury it is. If you guys have any different feelings though, please leave it down in the comments below and let me know what you think. Anyways guys, there's going to be another video after this one. It's going to be a Fury guide, and I'm going to go into more detail about what specs and gems and stuff you should be using as Fury. Anyways guys, this is Evylyn. I'm from Good Gaming, and thank you very much for watching the video. Anyways guys, Evylyn out, love you all, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Good Gaming, an e-learning and social networking platform built exclusively for gamers and designed to turn you into an esports champion. We give you the tools, resources, and support to game better. Instructional videos and e-learning guides give you access to powerful strategies and the secrets of the pros so you can dominate your opponents. Our exclusive mercenary system gives you access to personalized support or offer your own services to the highest bidder. And compete in exclusive Good Gaming online tournaments to win cash and prizes. What are you waiting for? Become a Good Gaming member today. Good Gaming, revolutionize your game.